Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of August 23rd, 2017. Let's get right into it. First up, we have Action Comics number 986. This continues the Only Human story arc. I'm a few issues behind on Action, but it has been an amazing read so far. So, yep. Next up, we have Batman the Shadow number 5 of 6. Or is it 5 of 6? Yes, 5 of 6. So it's coming to a close pretty soon for the Shadow, but I've enjoyed the story so far. So yeah. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 963. This continues Utopia. A little bit behind on Detective, so I'll have to get caught up. Next up is one for my daughter, and that's Disney Princesses number 12 from Joe Limited Books. Yep, we haven't been able to read very much lately, but hopefully we can get back into it soon. Next up, we have Flash number 29. This continues the negative story arc. I'm behind on Flash, but hopefully I'm going to get caught up. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 27. I actually got caught up with this today, so I have a new issue to read, so that's pretty good. But Hal Jordan and Green Lantern Corps has been really good, so I'm really excited to see what the next part of Fall of the Gods entails. Next up, we have Harley Quinn number 26. This is continuing surprise, surprise. I'm a little bit behind on Harley. Part of me is like, oh, I gotta read Harley. It's very dense, but it's okay. But like I've said before, I think Harley needs another creative team on it to bring some shake it up a little bit. Nothing against Palmiotti and Amanda Conner. They do a fantastic job with Harley, but I would like to see a little bit of different take on Harley, or kind of different storytelling. So we'll see. Next up is the Commodity Challenge number 8 of 12, and yes, this is a Jim Lee cover. If you're Ryan didn't know it was going to be a Jim Lee cover, so he didn't order extra, but for you Jim Lee fans, you might find it difficult to find a copy if stores didn't order very many. So yeah. Next up, we have Lazarus X plus 66, 2 of 6. Yeah, that's a lot of 6s. I haven't actually started reading it. I need to make sure I'm caught up with Lazarus, and then I can start that mini. But Rucka's done an amazing job on Lazarus, so I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have another one of the Kirby specials from DC, and that's Manhunter Special number 1. I haven't actually gotten a chance to read any of the specials yet, but I've been picking them up, so hopefully they're good. Next up, we have Mother Panic number 10. This book is wavering on staying on the pull list or falling off of it. It's the only Young Animal title I pick up right now. The rest of them just didn't grasp me. A lot of people do enjoy them, so if you're curious about odd stuff coming out from DC, go to Young Animal for some weird stuff that's not necessarily superhero related. Mother Panic is slightly. It's based on a vigilante character in Gotham. Yeah. Next up, we have Redneck number 5. Number of issues behind on this, need to get caught up, but issue 1 was really good, so hopefully it stays good. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 4. Kill Your Darlings continues here. I'm, again, a few issues behind on Suicide Squad, but I did get caught up more so than other titles, but I've been enjoying Suicide Squad, so yeah. Next up, we have Teen Titans number 11, Blood of the Manta. This is one of the books that's probably going to fall off of my pull list and onto my read list. I'm just not big into Teen Titans, but we'll see. Next up is a number 1 from Valiant, and that is War Mother. Yep, Valiant, so I pick up most of it, so we'll check it out, see if it's any good. And finally, on my pull list is Exo Manowar number 6. I did get caught up with Exo Manowar this week, so I got a new issue to read, but it's really, really good stuff. I do highly, highly recommend going back and reading the volume before this one, So really good stuff, and it just continues. This new volume continues from that volume. So. Yeah, I did grab up some variants this week. I haven't normally been grabbing the Batman Shadow variants, but I've decided to pick this one up because I thought it was pretty cool. Detective Comics had one for 963, Anarchy's symbol there. Flashes have been pretty interesting, so I've been snagging those ones up. Of course, Frank Cho is doing his variants for Harley, so there's that one. And Will Porcheo's doing Suicide Squad, and I'm a sucker. I like Suicide Squad, so I'm a sucker for picking up the variants. But I really wish they would get somebody really good on those variants for Suicide Squad. They had somebody for a little while, but just hasn't been as good. I did grab a graphic novel this week. The third volume of The Beauty came out this week. This contains issues 12 through 16. I've really enjoyed The Beauty. I read the first issue in single issues and found it interesting, but didn't continue with it. And then I heard a couple good reviews about it, so I decided to pick it up in trade, and I've been happy to trade read it because it's just really good. So that's it for my pull list this week. So let's move on to the read list. First up, we have Cable number 4. Cable's been okay. It's been it's been interesting and to see what Cable's up to. Hopefully, the story that keeps going is interesting. I'm not too keen on the digital weapon thing. I don't know. It's just weird, but who knows? It's been okay so far. Next up, we have The Dying and the Dead, number 5 from Hickman. Like I had mentioned before, it'd been a while since issue 4 came out, so it's good to see issue 5 come out closer to the release of 4. But enjoyed the book, so I'm going to keep going with it. Next up is the second issue from of an Image book, and it's called The Generation Gone. The first issue was interesting, so I'm going to check out issue 2 to see if it keeps my interest, but otherwise, I'm not going to keep reading it. Next up, we have Generations, The Unworthy Thor and the Mighty Thor. These Generation books are just a team-up book. It's nothing really special. This one supposedly ties in with stuff that's going to happen in Legacy, but I don't really care. Marvel has done a really poor job, in my opinion, of getting people excited for Legacy. I'm curious to see what the Legacy one-shot will be like, but past that, I really don't have any interest in increasing my reading of Marvel titles. So Marvel really needs to step up and do something instead of just the variant game and relaunching and all that stuff. So we'll see. Next up, we have Heathen, number 5. Been enjoying the series. A lot of praise for it from readers and people. So keep going on that one. Next up is a title that fell off of my pull list and is now on my read list, and that is Hellblazer, number 13. This starts the inspiration game. We'll see. I got caught up with Hellblazer. It's okay, but I really don't feel it's something that I need to have. So I dropped it from my pull list. But I'll put those 12 issues up on eBay. If you want them, check them out. Next up, we have Secret Empire, number 9. This is coming to a close, hopefully soon. It's started out really strong, and then it's kind of just been floundering in the middle. And some of the ridiculousness with story development in the last one was not what you would say very interesting. Next up, we have Dr. Aphra Annual, number 1. Love Dr. Aphra. It's been a really great book, so I can't wait to check out the annual. Next up, we have Weapon X, number 7. So the Weapons of Mutant Destruction story arc is over, so now we're going to get into a Weapon X story, which is good because Weapon X basically started out as the prequel story to Weapons of Mutant Destruction, and now we're actually going somewhere with Weapon X, so we'll see. And then finally on my read list is X-Men Gold number 10. Omega Red is back, so I'm curious to see how that impacts this X-Men Gold team. So that's it for this week's titles. I did grab a title from last week that we didn't really have too many copies of, and that was Kill the Minotaur number 3. First 2 issues were pretty good, so I'm going to keep going with it. But overall, that's pretty much it for this week. Fairly light week overall, but I need one because I seriously have way too many titles to read currently. So take whatever stack I have here, and you can add it to like almost over half of a I have a half of a drawer short box over here that I need to read. So I gotta get reading. That's it for this week. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I do apologize for being a little MIA for the past month, but with moving the comic store, going camping with my kids and my brothers, and having my birthday and school start and all this stuff, I have those videos that I of previous weeks will be up soon. I'm gonna post this one first so you guys can get caught up, but I will have those prior weeks up soon. I'll also hopefully be getting my unboxing video of the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn deluxe figure hot toy that I got for myself for my birthday. First hot toy purchase, so I'm pretty excited. So stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. I was not on this week due to some scheduling things, but I will be back on next week. But you can, the link in the description below will have this week's episode, so you can check it out for yourself. It's a great podcast, I think. I'm on it. So yeah, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out at Patreon through www.patreon.com/comicconspiracy, and for as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting some food occasionally, and getting us some product to read and review and enjoy. So thank you very much to our Patreon backers. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I constantly mentioned that I have an eBay store. It's just my eBay account. So there should be a link in the description below if you want to check that out to see what I'm getting rid of, and if you're interested in it. Normally it's just sold at a cheap price. So if you're curious and you want to help me out, support me through the eBay store. Or you can also support me by, if you go to conspiratorbrock.com. You don't need the www part. You can, any of the links to Amazon products, if you buy through that, I get a little cut of it. And so, yeah, it is appreciated. So that's how you can help me out if you want. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. So guess what? I'll see you next week.